All right, so welcome to the first lesson of Chapter 8, 8.1, using road maps. So, of course, you have a GPS that can get drivers where you want to go. You have it. You can plan your route with that. However, reading a map can help you plan your route and determine which streets are one way or like what maybe is the best way. Sometimes Google does not always have all the answers. So here, uh, you can use Google Maps to answer the following. How is an 80 km/h secondary highway displayed? So usually those are displayed as written 800 series. And then locate Arnprior on the map. What 400 series passes through Arnprior? So here we have Arnprior, and the 400 series that goes through is the 417 that goes right through it. And then what is the population range for Ottawa? How do you know? So the way you would know, so the way that you know, so I'm gonna show this on the computer screen because it's easier than the app. So the question here is what is the population range for Ottawa? So you'd go to Google Maps, and if you look up Ottawa, it shows you kind of with a dotted line all around here, and this is the population range. So technically anything within this dotted line is Ottawa. And then question 4 is how many cities in Ontario have a population greater than 100,000? And then so you can kind of come see here, and anything greater than 100,000 is all of these. So population in 2021. I mean, it could be different now in 2024. So potentially Thunder Bay is higher. So it could be 15, but I wrote down 14. All right, so the following map here shows a portion of London, Ontario. And then these questions down here are referring to the map. So we'll go through them one by one. What does the scale on the map mean? So there's a scale down here. And that means that for every whatever this measures to your paper, you have 5 kilometers. So when I had measured it on my printout copy, I had measured the scale being 2.5 centimeters, represents 5 kilometers. Now this written as a ratio would be 2.5 to 5, and then if you wanted to make it kind of nicer, it would be 5 to 10. All right, so the next question is measure the distance on the map between Delaware and Lobo. So over here, you have Lobo's up here, Delaware's down here. So you're going to trace a line, and you're going to measure that distance. Now, I can't measure it with a ruler to show you. I don't have that capacity on the iPad. But when I measured it on a piece of paper, it measured 5 centimeters. And 5 centimeters is 10 kilometers. Now the way that I got that is multiplying my distance by 2. All right, the next question is what street is a hospital on? So let's go find the hospitals. The hospitals are, there's one here, and there's also one here. Now, they're kind of hard to read, I won't lie to you, but the streets are Commissioners, and Sighton. All right, Jeff is at the airport. What direction will he travel to go to Delaware? So now we gotta go find the airport. So I'll make it a different color. I'll make it orange. So the airport is over here. And the direction he wants to go towards Delaware, which is over this way on the left, he would have to travel which direction? If you have north facing the top, would be west. And then what regional road number is Fanshawe Park Road? So Fanshawe Park Road is right here, and it has number 22. All right, the following map shows a portion of Sudbury, Ontario, and then the following questions are about this map. So here you have named the 2 provincial highways on the south side of the map. So you have Highway 17 over here, and you have Highway 69. And then which one is the trans-Canadian? It's the 17 because it has the maple leaf on it. And then these ones have shields. I don't know if you noticed that one. So these two here have a shield as a symbol, and then the 17 has the Canadian maple leaf right next to it. All right, Elm Street West and Elm Street West meets Elm Street East at Regent Street. So here we're going to measure the distance on the map in centimeters between this intersection and the intersection of 17 and 69. So the intersection of Elm Street, so you have Elm Streets over here, west and east, and then Regent is this road. So you have this intersection along with this intersection down here, and you're going to draw yourself a line and measure that. So once again, measured on the paper, this gives me 7.5 centimeters. And then here, determine the approximate driving distance. So approximate driving distance means we're kind of cutting a few corners. But here you have your, trying to find it, up here, your scale. And this is 1 centimeter is 1 kilometer. So when we're doing it, we have 1 centimeter equals 1 kilometer. So 7.5 centimeters equals 7.5 kilometers. Now, the question 13 here is saying, what roads would you take to drive from the OPP station to the airport? So over here, the airport, I'll use a different color, is located up here, and the OPP station is down here. So what roads would you take? You would take, most likely, this road right here. I'll trace it in a different color as well. You would likely take the 69 all the way here where it becomes the 46. Following that, you could then take the 55 once you get here, the Kingsway, and then the 86. So I'll write that out for you. So we started at the 69, 46, 55, 86. And then here we're going to approximate the driving distance. So to do that, you would put your ruler kind of along these lines. So you'd measure this distance first, and then you could measure this distance, and then this distance, and then these distances here. So if you do all of that, you'll wind up with roughly 18 centimeters, which is 18 kilometers. All right, and that is the end of 8.1.